So,
All right, I think we are. Wait, we are indeed live. Perfect.
nice.
All right, so we are live. So um, we're gonna wait for a couple more people to get in the room, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started.
All right. And just casual, I have a spoken
It's a
word
casual,
piece.
yeah, it's a casual dialogue. We're just talking about music
Oh, sweet.
and what it means to us. And
Ah,
there you go.
that's a lifelong conversation right there.
Yes, yes.
My goodness.
All right, so let's see.
Drinking my bootcraft, advertise for the people. Bootcraft.
Yeah, yeah.
Healthy with a little buzz. Kombucha with
Oh, yeah, yeah. Let's hit with the advertisement real quick.
yes sir.
Oh, that's okay. That's you playing the piano, huh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to come see you about some lessons on that. I need to get going on that one.
Uh, the business is multifaceted. As
Okay.
you know, I sell jewelry, I teach music lessons,
Yeah.
I record, I promote other groups, bands, and musicians, and staff
Yes.
them as well. So,
Okay.
absolutely, anything musical. That's what I do.
Hey, I'm all for it. What's that? Safe in his arms.
Just church.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
whole list underneath that one.
Like it could be. That's that safe in his arms. That could be. That could be. One of the many songs it could be. All right. That siren is not too loud, is it?
Not much at all. No.
Okay. Cool.
I was gonna do the headphones, but I guess it's working all right.
Got it. Okay.
Working for my good.
All right. So we just gonna go ahead and get started. People gonna come in. They know that we do this every Thursday at 6 p.m. So we just and I want to respect your time. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. And as people come in, they can ask whatever questions they want to ask, and we'll keep it that way.
Sweet.
All right. So we normally start with a just like an exercise just to kind of get us grounded. Just kind of get us in a space where we're just kind of relaxed and we're just there. We're in the moment.
In the
Um,
right, in the
right.
zone. All right.
All
All
right.
right.
So anybody coming and joining us, they can be a part of that as well. So let's just take a moment and breathe in and breathe out. Okay, breathe in positivity, breathe in confidence, breathe in everything good, everything that we want to manifest in life. Breathe out negativity, breathe out our haters, breathe out any lack of confidence that we may have. Breathe out procrastination. Okay, breathe in. Let's breathe in. Let's breathe in love. Let's breathe in unity. Let's breathe in freedom. Freedom. And then breathe out. Let's breathe out anything that goes against those things. All right. All right. So for those joining us, my name is Timothy Bryant. I am the Associate Director for Natural Way Community. And I am here with Des Glover. She is someone who holds many hats. She is a musician with a group called Sexual Deviants. Uh, she has an African drummer group called Adawe. She's also starting a choir, and we've seen her in many several of our events with Natural We. So she's definitely talented in many areas. And so I just want to go ahead and start with Des, just asking you how did you get started with music?
Interesting question. Formally, let me give you a twofold answer.
Okay.
Informally, I come from a musical family. Most of my family are singers. My
Okay.
dad and two of his closer brothers, right in the middle of the brother pack, there was quite a few siblings, had
Okay.
a group called Second Coming, and they sang around the city of Los Angeles for years. Were well known, quite well known actually, for their music as well as their personality and candor. They were quite a popular trio, but the majority of my family sings. Um, Actually, there's honestly, it's a huge family. The Glovers are huge, and there's only maybe two or three that are not musically inclined. And so, informally, I was kind of born into it. But on the flip side, formally, my introduction happened in the fifth grade. I was 10 years old, and a best friend of mine and myself we went to an assembly that they had for the school, and it was introducing the school to all these instruments and music as they happen instrumentally. And it was a great, captivating moment, honestly, for me. And I was interested, and they did make an announcement during the assembly that if you were interested, to stick around afterwards, which kind of came with a twofold blessing because my fifth period at the time was not so pleasant. And so my best friend nudged me like, "We joining the band, right?" I said, "Yes, man, we are." Like, get out of fifth period, absolutely. So that invited us to kind of stand in line. The band director who led that assembly kind of checked you out. She had to say two, whatever, and she would tell you what instrument she thought you were kind of suited for, I guess by looking at your mouth. And she told me clarinet, and that was on a Friday. And she encouraged us to rent the instrument and told us the book that we were going to be working out of. And I went home to a very impoverished situation at the time and pretty riled up about this music opportunity. And my mom kind of laughed at me, like, we can't afford that. And I was like, but mom.
Mhm.
I said, well, the lady said if you call down to Ontario Music, they had a certain arrangement, and more than likely we could, make it happen. They could work with us. And so finally, I think by Saturday early morning, she was at least put the call through. And we went over there about Saturday afternoon, and I came home with a clarinet in the book. And
Okay.
Monday morning, I was halfway through the book and ready, for what the challenges held. But the beginning band that I started with, everybody on Monday, they were trying to put their horn together. Where does this go? This, like that. And I was sitting there ready to get it in. So needless to say, it didn't take long before I was kind of pushed from beginning band to intermediate. And about a month and a half after owning or renting the clarinet, I was accepted into county honor band.
Okay.
And about 2 weeks thereafter, I got my first award for outstanding solo, and just kind of spiraled from there.
Awesome. Awesome. So, uh, growing up, who were your biggest influences that were like mainstream? I guess your mainstream artists. Who did you look at
Hawkins,
and say, "Hey, yeah, I really
Hawkins,
want to emulate that person"?
definitely the Hawkins,
Okay.
Milton Brunson. I mean, I was a heavy choir kid.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I was listening to those guys. I had a little makeshift drum set, I had little pots and pans, and my little paint set, and I was, getting it in
Yeah.
back in the day. Don't wait till the battle is over, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely all the gospel greats, the gospel choir greats of the '80s, early '80s.
Yeah. Okay.
Where I was. I didn't, we weren't necessarily allowed to listen to secular music, so,
Oh, okay.
and nor was I really fascinated with it as of yet. So I was definitely knee deep into my gospel roots at the time. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now fast forward to now. So those were your musical influences back then. Who are you listening to now? Who do you I guess feel connected to now? That's mainstream.
Wow. Honestly, I do. I I'm really kind of taken by her right now.
Okay.
Um, her, the Marleys. They've got this new Marley guy popping up. I chase the Marleys. I'm a reggae fan.
Now he's
Uh,
related. Is he related to Bob Marley?
he's a grandson, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, and him and her, cute. Skip Marley and her have an
Yeah.
amazing duet that's kind of hit the water right as COVID kind of popped up. So really
Okay.
haven't heard a whole lot about it, but
I've heard of
just
her. Yeah, she's pretty good. I like her. I like her.
oh yeah, oh, my
I
God,
like her
and
music.
an humble beginning. This is she's really got me fascinated. But I mean, I'm into I do R&B.
Hmm.
If it's hip hop artists, it was accidental. I just don't do. I'm a rap. I was into rap before hip hop happened. I like
Okay.
old school rap, but I don't really even listen to that much. If it doesn't have chordal structure and somebody's not singing on it, you really haven't captured me all that well.
Okay.
Unless I'm at the concert, I get to watch the drummer play or something like that. But I'm a musician, hardcore to the core. I haven't
Okay.
criticized a lot of my rapper friends. Like, you're not singing on the hook, man. Where the hook? Like what's going on?
Right.
Let me hook you up. Some instrumentation in there. So I'm all about live music, man.
Okay. Okay. And so, one of the things that has been on my mind, I think it's been on a lot of people's mind, is just everything going on. And, one thing that I've noticed is that, just like looking through history and just any point in history, you can see that music truly plays a big part of, whatever's going on during the time. For example, if you look
Oh,
at like the civil rights movement, the first song I can think of is Sam Cooke, "A Change Is Gonna Come." And
right,
so,
right.
with that being said, my question would be, how big of a part do you see music playing in our empowerment and uplifting us during difficult times, especially what we're going through now?
Wow. Honestly, I firmly believe that it is the anchor. It's the therapy that's required. Um, Whenever there's a lull in the accessibility to music, we get a little stir crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's really the turning point. I haven't necessarily heard any breakthrough moments musically during this uprising, even kind of mixed with the COVID scenario. Just the other day, though, at Dawei, we have a group text message, and somebody posted in there a remix of the Star Spangled Banner.
Mm,
One of those. I think it's Star Spangled Banner, but it's Sheila E. And she's
okay.
done this amazing. The footage, the video is just pretty awesome. Now I
Yeah.
don't know, if it's what the efforts are for marketing and all that in that regard, but you might want to check that out. But that's definitely uh, um, interesting empowerment at the root of things. I like to look at music as kind of the coal that feeds the fire, and without it, we're just kind of striking matches and hoping for the best.
Right.
But whenever there's some sort of a musical anchoring, then we can, wake up, everybody, no more sleeping. I mean, whenever
Yes.
we have,
Yes. I remember that song.
hot
Yeah. I
conditions,
remember. I remember that one.
Oh man, ain't no stopping us now. All that stuff, like literally, I think even before Christianity or spirituality helped to ground me as a being, it was all about the music. We had some powerful stuff coming up in my era. I was born 1970, so
Yeah.
you know Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye. Like it was no lack
Mhm.
of motivational material in that era. You
It
know, and
feels like,
I don't even think the genre.
a lot of times it feels like, like music puts us in a better mood. Like we're normally like, if
Oh,
we're feeling down, if we're feeling, especially like, if I think about, the civil rights movement. Of course, I wasn't alive during that time, but I could just imagine how much pressure, how, heavy that could have been for them. And just to hear something that'll, kind of make them feel better for a period of a few minutes, the time that the song takes to play, and the time that the singer is singing it, it gets them away. It pulls you out of
yeah,
reality.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
kind of what
we
I've
were
seen.
we were definitely moaning. We shall overcome.
Right.
We shall. Oh man, those things. I mean, it's some magic in music. I like to call it lyrical ministry.
Yeah.
Of course, it's set to a certain tempo. It has a specific beat per minute. There's a chordal structure. There's theory involved. But
Hmm.
literally, to me, that music is the best ministry I've ever known. And that's no disrespect to a lot of these preachers that I can definitely get down with. But
Yeah.
you pulled music out of that church, and you tell me what happened. I'm just saying.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm
I,
just
I
saying.
mean, me growing up in the church, it's like what I've always heard is that music, it opens the people up to be able to hear the word.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
that's on the
we used to
yeah,
call it fertilizing and tilling the ground,
right,
and then the minister steps up and starts popping, tossing those seeds out.
yeah,
But the ground has to be treated prior to, otherwise, you're just
yeah.
hoping for the best. But
And I
definitely a vital part.
and with that thought in mind, I could imagine music doing the same thing. Like when we look at any of the major marches in history, uh, there was a
Yeah.
song that went forth, and then the uplifting message went forth after that because music opened
Oh,
them.
I'm certain. I'm certain.
Yeah, yeah,
I can only imagine Martin Luther King was definitely leading devotion and
right,
some sort of uplifting song prior to. I'm certain about it. And,
right.
I was not there, not physically, even though I was born shortly after his assassination.
Okay,
But there was still a little bit of a uprising, and the movement was kind of took until at least about 74, 75 to kind of taper.
okay.
But there were still gatherings and so forth before the riots and uprisings back then. And I know for sure that they were singing, something very similar to Negro spirituals and hymns and so forth that would just motivate the
Yeah,
spirit of the people, and then they would take it to the streets.
okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So let's kind of talk about the drumming group you have. There's that. My understanding is that you do that with the young people, correct?
Well, I'm teaching. Well, prior to COVID, I'm teaching a drum line at a middle school in
Okay.
South Central,
Okay.
LA Promise Drumline. Now they're all rookies. They were. I have maybe one that had some prior musical knowledge, but I've took those guys in a span of 4 months from zero to 1,000, basically, and just the eagerness. And I'm really grooming them to be an independent force so that they can kind of function without me, so to speak. But these guys are just amazing. I know that I'm as much as I'm hurting to not be able to meet with them 2, 3 times a week. I know for sure that they are missing their coach Dez, but
Yeah.
that is a person, not a person, that's a job opportunity that arose for me around September of last year.
Okay.
However, for about 11, maybe 12 years now, I have played the drum set, the Doon Dooms, which incorporate the Kinkini, the Sangbon, and the Big Doon, for Adawe, which is 7 women, voice and drum, for
Okay.
about 12 years. Yeah, and they we do lots of West African, West Indian reggae, world music, some South African stuff, lots of stuff from Guinea, and just some traditional pieces that most folk you know are typically accustomed to hearing, Yankadi and Mako, and just some Jole, a lot of things that are staples, African staples, if you're familiar with any of the African music. But just an amazing, grounded group of women that I was privileged to be invited to, in honor of the passing of their previous drum set player, Dana,
Okay.
um,
Okay.
to be able to step in and hold the mantle and the torch. And it's been about 12 years,
Wow.
amazingly. Yeah, we've toured, we've been around. I'd almost could say around the world. Yeah, at this point, definitely.
Okay. And then
So
tell us a little bit about your group, Sexual Deviants.
now that group.
Yeah, give us the tea.
Well, when you think, right, when you think of soul, when you think of feel good, when you think of juke joint, when you think of like the roots and the essence of black music, and kind of where it comes from and what it does to you, that's pretty much the full embodiment of sexual deviance.
Okay.
The play on the word was motivated by me. I'm a sax player. I was a saxophone major, and actually in college wrote a song called "Sexual Harassment." And I
Okay.
was really kind of intrigued by the play and the manipulation of the words and so forth on that. And it arose again as we were trying to figure out, well, what do we call ourselves? And I said, well, whatever it is, it's going to be sexual.
Yeah.
And so with that, we came up with sexual deviance because we musically we kind of take music and we deviate from the normalcy of how it's typically
Okay.
delivered,
Okay.
and we as individuals are not your average players. We kind of, or most of us, at the time of its inception, were members of the LGBTQI ABCD, all the I call it the alphabet people, a part of the alphabet people. And so we figured sexual deviance was perfect. Um,
Okay.
Now, the other twist, the third element of that is that we all initially we were singing gospel. We were my gospel group, which was called Chosen Generation, and we toggled between two. If we got a call for a church event, if it were gospel, then of course we went and represented as Chosen Generation. The members were the same. Of course, the music was just different. And then if we got a regular worldly, secular gig, if you will, we would go and represent for sexual deviance until we got to the point where we really revisited the meaning and the depth of the name and the titling. And we were like, well, we feel that there is no separation in the lines, and God is alive within each of us, and music comes from inside of us, and there doesn't necessarily need to be a difference. And so with that, we scrubbed away Chosen Generation and just continued, forging ahead as Sexual Deviant. So
Yeah.
whenever we get a call, of course, church people like to always mess that name up when they announce us. Sexual, I think that's cute. But
Right.
that's because that's what y'all thinking. But so sometimes we like to just
They mess it up. That's
say
their fault.
SD. Right. And of course, I don't always get a chance to play saxophone with the group because we've been actively trying to find a permanent keyboard player or a guitarist, if you will, to kind of hold the melodic line down and and anchor so that I can get more sax time in there. But that's really the whole depth of it all. But we're rootsy, gospely, jazzy, bluesy, funky, R&B, soul inspired, rich, robust harmonies, and just
Yeah.
so intense musically that it becomes sexy.
Yeah.
And so, it once again kind of just solidifies the titling. So it is a little bit sexy, but Saxy, we like to say, is embodying the full you and
Right.
serving that unapologetically to the world. And that is a sexy thing. Oh, better yet, sexy.
Exactly. Yeah.
There
There you go.
you go. Yes,
Love
sir.
it. Love it. And just for those who are just now coming in, Des has been a part of several of our events with Natural We. She's been in the Natural We community choir with us. So if you love, some of the sounds that have come from what we're doing, you can thank Des, for being a part of that. So we're very happy to have her here to talk about her contributions to music and just get her thoughts on music and just how it relates to our society now. Um, so so I heard around the block here that you are starting a choir. What? Okay, so
Yes,
what?
sir. Yes, sir.
What motivated you to want to start a choir?
Well, honestly, as I said previously, the initial members of Sexual Deviants were my choir members. And then, like I said, we kind of morphed into more of a broader marketing entity. But as of late, with all that's going on,
Yeah.
and especially in the middle of this quarantine, I was like, I need a choir. I need a choir. I just need a choir, you know. And so I just wanted to chase that particular fixation. There's power in choir, especially in the way that I do it. Uh, by God's grace, I celebrate the opportunity to be able to impact the lives of those who sing with me, um, and I really only require that you are willing to give your best praise and be vulnerable in
Yeah.
that. People are blessed by being able to witness our living and active testimony on stage, watching us go through the stuff. And how do we do that? We may be a little unsure in the moment, but I'm going to plug into my faith anchor and I'm going to just give God my best praise. I'm not going to
Yeah.
wait till the battle is over. I'm going to shout now, you know? And
Right.
I totally believe that in that is the blessing. The joy of the Lord is our strength. And that I gleaned from those stories that we heard about Joshua and how they marched around the structure and were singing their praise, and then the gates, they were able to kind of infiltrate the enemy. And there's power in praise.
Yeah.
We hear it, uh, and there's scriptural references all over the Bible, but I've lived it. I've experienced it. I've watched it happen. I've praised my way through. I don't believe in giving in or giving up. That's a part of my faith anchor.
Yeah.
I give God my best praise. I leave it at the altar and I shout my way on the way. And next thing I know, I got a testimony like, oh, you know what? That thing I was going through last month, God worked that thing right on out.
Yeah.
And so that's just a part of my life. And I needed to once again have that opportunity to have those types of experiences. Even larger than that, I think the key element right now, what's going on in the world and society with all of the police brutality and with the tone of where everyone is finally arriving, is that we are all one and the same.
Right. Right.
Different birthplaces, different names, but we are the same thing, trying to figure this thing called life out.
Yeah.
Different cultures, different genres, different races, different creeds, different faiths, different beliefs, different denominations, but we are all God's children, period. Whether you call God Allah, whether you call God Buddha, whether you call God Jimmy, don't matter. there's a larger something and a power, an essence that brought us to this place, and we are to reconnect with that entity. That entity is love. We were created from love, for love, because of love, to be and embody and display love. Period.
Mhm.
And so I put together what's called the Universal Choir, um,
Okay.
uh, and it's based out of Ephesians. I want to say 5:27, if my memory serves me correctly. But yeah, and God whispered to me. It's only been maybe about 10 days or so since God gave me the scripture. That's why I'm trying to make sure I'm quoting correctly. But Universal Choir, and there's no commitments. You just have to join us in rehearsals and make sure you know the music before we sing it. But you can come and go as you will. You can show up or not. But when you want to sing and minister or perform or however you title it, you just want to get into a couple of rehearsals prior to and make sure that you can
So
hold
you
your
know your
own.
music, yeah.
Otherwise, we just
Parts
ask
right.
you to tambourine or clap your hands, whatever. But yeah, yeah, that's what's happening. And we meet. Actually, our first meeting will be this Saturday.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
if you happen to be interested, by any means, inbox me. For those of you
Okay.
who know my cell, it's all over the internet. Text me, message me on the business line, hit the website up, whatever you do. But join in. It's going to be quite an experience, and uh, just to solidify that, it's a scripture where I'm not sure who's saying it, but it says where God is coming back for a church without spot or blemish. A church. And I heard that. My mom actually said it to me. And I've heard the scripture all my life. I was raised in, I was birthed in church, right?
Mhm.
And it just picked me from a totally different place. When I heard a church, I saw different denominations. I saw material and cloth down for the Muslims to bow and pray facing the east during a regular prayer time. Maybe quiet rooms cut out for those Catholics that are not accustomed to somebody who might squall or get too emotionally involved in the prayer time. But I saw a church, a place, a gathering for all denominations. And
Yeah.
so the choir is the starting place to that. But there will be a follow up with a place for us to have service and to have
Okay.
communion and community together and worship and praise all of our gods, if you will, respectfully, together in one place. So
Awesome.
the universal church.
Right.
Yeah.
So with everything going on, especially with the restrictions and not really being able to go to live music and perform live, what are some ways that you are staying inspired musically?
I have been actually catching a lot of my friends' live moments and uh, following suit with as many live moments as I can. I'm just a Facebook Live rookie. I forget a lot of times, I'll make a video and then post it before I remember. All right, go live.
Yeah.
But really just trying to glean from some of the other individuals that have been doing the dang on thing. Um, I'm African in that sense where we often say in a Dawe from stage that in Africa there is no audience. The audience is just an extension of us on the stage, and what you give, we give. What we give, So we're just reciprocating. It's all about the energy and the presence of the moment. So I am, a little bit of a softie for live performing and having the tangible presence of people there. Um, and so the live broadcasts have not necessarily completely sold me. um,
Okay.
I would much rather look out into the faces and know that, ah, you know, we are one and we're all experiencing the magic of the moment. So, but I've done a few lives. I've tried to remain motivated in that respect. But I am so anxious for large gatherings and events and venues to be added. We seem to be
A
the
lot of us
last on the list.
are. I think a lot of us are. We definitely
Right,
want to stay
right,
safe, but I think a lot of us are just kind of feeling like, we miss that, excuse me, that human interaction.
oh
Uh,
my God, right,
the intimate interaction that comes with, you're doing a live show. And I haven't done any live shows. I've done, of course, the natural events, but nothing like going to like a live club or anything like that. But I can just imagine just the energy
right.
that comes off of that.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh
Yeah.
my God. When you gonna come hang with us once we do open till? Because I'm a fan of you, bro.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm gonna definitely have to come hang with y'all. You already know.
Oh, oh man, that would be so sweet. We might have
Yeah.
to do that, Sam Cook.
Yes. I hope. Don't
Yes,
put me
sir.
with a good time. I would love to do that.
Oh man, we'll give you the most amazing harmony in the background, bro. You probably end up shouting.
And I'm a
You
sucker for the
know?
harmonies. I'm a sucker for the harmonies. I love me a good like that
Yes, sir.
when you're looking like at a live performance, you have your lead singer or whatever, but you got that background. That background is tight. It adds so much to it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's everything, bro. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, everything. I do a lot of my parting because I came up in the concert band or the wind ensemble mindset.
Okay.
And even with um, I did the Tournament of Roses parade. I was lead trumpet player in my high school most of my high school years, and I actually went and auditioned, and I was just trying to see if I could make it in to the Herald Trumpet unit. Now they precede the Queen, so
Oh,
you have
okay.
the
So this
Herald
is something that
Trumpet.
happens in England.
Right. No. This is the Tournament of Roses parade every
Oh,
New Year's Eve.
okay, gotcha. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
And so they precede the Queen, and then you have the honor band that comes right behind them. I was accustomed to playing in the honor band, but I never, I just didn't think I had the chops to really do the trumpet thing.
Hmm.
And I just finally, I think I was a sophomore, a junior, my third year of high school, and I said, I'm gonna go ahead on and see what happens. And I went in there and I played my best fanfare from audition, and just let God do it. It is what it is. I got the call back, and I was literally the first Black female Herald trumpet player that they had ever had.
Oh wow.
So even
Okay.
tore down some walls. Yeah, even that. But with all that early morning call, show up at the band room at 3 a.m. and sleeping out there on the cement, that was first. But I didn't get the experience of it when I had my moment. But uh, uh, getting those trumpet licks and all that good stuff in there was pretty amazing, amazing accomplishment to even be able to have. But yeah, that was a little bit of my journey, my experience.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome, awesome. The past couple of days I've been watching uh, the funeral services that they've had for George Floyd, and I've just seen how big of a part music played in that. I'm not sure you got to see Nikita Fox, the one that did um, "We Offer Praise." Did you see that?
Yeah, no, I didn't catch that one.
Oh, you got to
Was
catch
that?
that one.
I
That was
think
now
yeah.
that was for the service that happened in Houston, because they've had multiple services for him. They
Okay.
had one in Minneapolis, they had one in North Carolina, and they had one in Houston. And I think Houston was the final one they had. So they had,
Okay.
like
Okay.
some
Yeah.
of
No.
the yeah. So music played a huge part. Like they had the one lady that did "We Offer Praise," and we had Zacardi Cortez. He was at that one in Houston, and he did I think "I Should Wear a Crown."
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice. Good song choice.
and
Yeah.
you can just
I think I caught the Minneapolis,
yeah, and you can literally
the
see how.
Hezekiah Walker.
Yeah, right, right. Oh, let me ask you this: what do you think of some of the battles? Have you seen any of the battles that have been going on? Like, I think they did one with John P. Key and Hezekiah Walker. Then they did one. Um, they did one with Jill Scott and Erica Badu. So they've done like a few. Have you been able to catch any of those
Right.
battles?
I did. I caught Jill and Erica, just a
Okay.
small piece of it. Um, I'm a fan of both of them, and I don't know. I thought that it was going to be a little more of them two interactive. On top of the fact that I thought they were going to be singing live for us. Um,
Okay.
so me once again, me in the live angle. So I didn't necessarily stick it out to the end. Um, but I did. I missed them. I think Kurt Franklin and
Fred
uh,
Hammond.
uh, uh, boy Fred Hammond.
Yeah.
I wanted to try to catch that one as well, but I haven't. I've been, my evenings for whatever reason have been more instead of it's kind of reversed now. Where it used to be my day was full, and then my evenings were more of my lax time. Where it seems like quite the opposite here lately.
Mhm.
But I did. I enjoyed Jill and Erica. I love the camaraderie and the sisterhood that they kind of displayed
Yeah.
throughout the whole thing. But I was hoping for some live moments. I just knew they were going, squall a little bit for us.
Right.
I just knew it.
Right. And I think it was the same way with like Fred Hammond. Well, with the Kirk Franklin and Fred Hammond one, they actually had Tamela Mann come and sing "Take Me to the King."
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So she actually came and sang, and so they kind of did that a little bit different, and probably for the same reason that you were saying, like people don't really get as into it with just live music playing as opposed to you singing like you're singing live. I
Right.
think people
Oh,
probably connect more with that, and so they probably took heed to that.
absolutely. Yeah, man, I'm loving it. I just appreciate live moments, the real thing,
Yeah,
it just feels different. I appreciate everybody's work, studio work. I've had to learn on my journey how to embrace studio and recordings and so forth. But I'm just above for the moment, with the flaws and all of that. Just even recording now is different. It's not even like the early days of Motown where everybody was in one room, and making it happen. It's individual. Oh, my turn, your turn, and we layering everything down.
yeah,
I got a sneak attack, but I'm a fan of live music. No other way to slice that piece of bread. I love it live and fresh and raw in
yeah,
the moment,
yeah.
and you feel it. There's the spirit. There's an element to that. You feel it.
Hmm.
I like feel good music. So
Awesome,
absolutely.
awesome. Yeah. As far as your group, Sexual Deviants, have you guys done any CDs? I know you guys have done live performances, but have you guys recorded in the studio?
Yes. We have what we call our sampler CD. We
Okay.
did back in 2017 and 2018, maybe it was in 2019. We have a soundtrack for a musical that I did that we put out as well called Coexist was the name of the play. And we had about 3 or 4 on there and some other artists are on there as well from the soundtrack for that. But currently, we, of course, with the slowdown, the quarantine, kind of put a damper in our studio scheduling. But we are currently working on our latest project, which I think we should still be able to get it out before the year is done.
Okay.
We're just having some dynamic stuff currently. My newest single, because what we do with Sexual is sometimes the songs are feature songs for a particular artist or member of the group, and we kind of will sing on their song, so to speak. And then we have songs that are group songs and whatnot. But one of my newest single is called "Shutdown." It's about being. I'll just share just the lyrics with you real quick. Because I've been shut down and locked in, all alone without my friends, quarantine. When will it end? When it's all said and done, we're going to have so much fun and so much to talk about. I can't believe that it's true. I spent this long without you. Just don't know what to do because I've been shut down and locked in, all alone without my friends, quarantine. When will it end? So it's gonna be a little fun one. It's a nice upbeat, danceable, fun tune. But
Okay. Have you already put the music behind it? Have you already put the music behind Shutdown?
Yeah. I've got it roughly laid down. Just waiting to connect with my girls, the other members of the group to finish embellishing the backgrounds, the harmonies, and then I'll do the final mix down. I can play a small sample for you if that'll work.
Hey, go for it. Yeah, we appreciate that.
It's rough. It's not mixed anything. So
It's probably better than anything I can probably play right now.
look at this. Hopefully it's loud enough. I don't have a pipe there. And the intro, just to give you a quick, it's just going to be a lot of chaos, because it's signifying the abrupt arrival of this thing, right? I really don't know. All I know is that it happened suddenly. Turn around, upside down, level to the ground. Whoa. When will it end? And locked it all up. When will it end? And so, yeah, there's no verse two, but so
Awesome.
that's a little bit of the gist of it. Definitely a danceable, fun. It's a heavy topic, but I needed it to be a little fun and playful to kind of free my mind from this whole quarantine mentality.
Right.
Because initially upon impact, I was just completely shut in. My wife had lost her sense of taste and smell around March, and this was before. No, with hers was in February, end of February, and we had we hadn't heard anything about this thing. And of course, I try to always tell her during flu season anyway, not to come home, loving on me and stuff, but she don't listen. And so, needless to say, I had my bout with what I believe was the virus from March to probably the end of last month. So yeah.
Well, we're thankful
So
that
literally, I was
you and your wife are healed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. God's amazing. It's a testament to the healthiness of us, and so we're really thankful and grateful to many millions didn't make it, but I'm one of the ones who did. So I'm definitely thankful for that. That was good. Amen.
Yeah, wow.
Take your vitamin D.
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
And so Lady O, she's one of our uh, uh, board members, and so she says, "Hey." So she's commented a couple of times
Hey.
in our live here. But
Okay.
she says hello.
What's going on, Lady O? Oh.
Yeah.
I hear things in musical pace sometimes.
Yeah, she says she's
Yeah, the
glad
whole
that
little
you're
jingle.
doing well, and we're all glad to hear that you're doing better, that you and your wife are doing better This has definitely been a scary season.
Yeah, absolutely. In all honesty, if I can get a little bit deep about that,
Yeah,
um, even just the environment, the nature of where we are in the world right now, the season, the time, for the old saints are saying the end times. I'd like to color it as a new saint, if you will. um, I'd like to color it more of this is our testing season. We have kind of gotten rid of the middle of the road. You're either hot or you're cold. You know, it's that choose ye this day whom you will serve. Like you're either
yeah,
down for God and you really have faith, or you don't. There's no middle. I don't know. I'm okay. Sometimes I think that middle has been kind of gouged out, and
yeah,
the virus in and of itself, I think, is a challenge for just that.
yeah,
When I tell you it wreaks havoc, I'd like to say more so on my mental than it did on my physical. Um, it was a challenge, and it actually caught me at a time where I had gotten a little comfortable
mm,
in my faith walk. Um, I'd like to pride myself in saying that I'm accustomed to being a faith giant, but I had gotten really comfortable, and and so, if nothing at all, I gained from this a restoration of my prayer life, a restoring of my active faith walk, and it just kind of rejuvenated all of that because I was determined not, like this is not my end. This is not the vision that God gave me for my life to be snuffed out by this thing. And so, excuse me. So, yeah, I had to stand up. My inner man, if you will, had to stand up. My stature, my spiritual being, and get right. And so for that, I'm thankful. I thank it for that. Um, but I believe it's the times that we are in are really about that. And it could be that that is exactly what it is, the end times, or whatever it is. It's definitely no more lukewarm.
yeah.
There's no more straddle the fence.
Right, right, right.
So,
All right. So, did anyone that's been viewing it, does anyone have any questions that you want to ask Daz? We've covered quite a bit here. Is there anything you want to know?
don't be shy. And just to let the folk know, I'm not shy, and I'm not all that secretive. So whatever you want to know.
What do you want to know? Right, right, right. So, do you have any
Now
parting
is
words
the
that you
time.
want to? Do you have any parting words that you want to leave to the people?
Um, Honestly, just to encourage everybody to be vigilant. Um, as we were just saying, stand for something. Figure out really what your life's work, and your life's meaning is, and be about that. Even if you realize, oh my God, well, the job I'm on is not really conducive to that, you can still get busy and start now before
Yeah,
maybe God nudges you and goes, okay, move from this place to that place, whatever it is. But I would encourage everybody to be vigilant in your faith, be active in that. We need you in the fight, whether it's against police brutality and the world and the evils as they're being revealed and uncovered. We need you to pick a side.
yeah,
We need you to
yeah.
pick a side.
Awesome. Yeah,
So
that's definitely something to live by. Well, Des, we thank you so much for joining us here on Natural Reach Community Hour of Power. We will definitely make sure that, as people view later on, if they want to become a part of your choir, that we definitely put them in contact with you. Um, and, we definitely will be having you at, more of our events when we open back up. Of course, we do several different musical events throughout the year. So we always enjoy having you join us, and we would definitely continue to do that. But we definitely want to make sure that people know how to connect with you. And so thank you so much for joining us.
I appreciate you, Tim, and I speak blessings and prosperity and health and wealth and well-being to Natural We, the entire board, the entire purpose and meaning and movement of it. Stay strong, bro.
All right. You take care.
Take care. Peace.
Peace.